What's up, everyone? Scott here from Chernobyl Studios. Today, I am sitting with Mendel bij de Leij from the old upper. I mean, he doesn't look like he's from Northern Europe, but
Well, okay, I'm sorry I'm not American. That's the most important thing. But I feel better. I feel better being born in Europe.
I have no arguments. I
Hey,
have no
there we
arguments.
go.
So, Mendel and I hung out a lot at 42 Gear Street. We had a really good time, actually. A lot of fun discussions, a whole lot of friendly banter, and it was actually a really good time. I really enjoyed meeting you.
Likewise,
Um,
likewise.
Mendel,
Yeah.
uh, the interesting thing about you is that you played with Aborted.
Yes, this is true. Yes.
And for some reason, nobody knows this.
Well, I guess some people don't know. Could be. Yeah, yeah.
So the thing is you played on. Is it two full lengths plus the EP, or is it three full lengths plus the EP?
Uh,
Because you joined like right between.
so it's three full lengths, and we did one. No, two EP. Oh, two EPs actually. It's I joined in 2012 when Global Flatline came out. So I'm not on Global Flatline, but did the touring round, and then I'm on the Necrotic Manifesto. Then came the Termination Redux EP. Then came Retrogore. Then came an Bathos EP with 2 tracks on it.
Right. I
Yeah,
forgot about that
yeah.
one. I
Oh,
forgot
I
about that
forgot
one.
about it as well. Actually, one of those tracks has my favorite solo on it, or one of my favorite solos. And then the last one was Terror Vision. I think that's right. Yeah.
I really enjoyed those albums because, like, we talked a little bit at 42 Gear Street about this, like, archaic abattoir, fuck
Yep.
yeah. And
Yep.
then just like, for some reason, like, I keep forgetting the actual name. I keep calling it 213.
Uh,
It's something 213.
as Strychnine 213.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was like 2007, 2008. I'm like, yeah, not for me.
Yep.
And then literally just Aborted fell off the radar for me. And then the Termination Redux came, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Oh,
And then,
awesome to hear.
and then it came right back to me like, this is amazing. And that's actually, Cola came into the
Yep.
picture at that point.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
who was also at 42 Gear Street. So we all got to hang out and talk shit.
Yep.
It was really a lot of
True.
fun.
True. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So those albums, I love the aesthetic, like the 80s.
Or like the whole like horror 80s, like what's it called? Yeah, like retro vibe kind of stuff. Like
Exactly. I
late
really
late
loved it.
like
I
late
think
late
Cola smashed the mix for those two. Like there was
Yes.
nothing.
Crushing.
Yeah. I mean, I really liked the sound of Gormageddon and Archaic Abattoir.
Oh, same.
They just sound like classic early 2000s, but they just were like, they were really, really powerful
Yep, fully agree.
and killer. And then, I don't know, just like the 213 came out and I was like,
It was different. Yeah, it was different. I had the same feeling. I kind of liked some of it because that was like I think I was 15 or 16 or I can't remember how old I was, but like they went more to a metalcore direction. I like some of the riffs, but overall, like that archaic abattoir that was maybe my like my favorite. And then when Global Flatline came, that was like okay, like the whole death metal is back in my
yep,
opinion.
yeah, that's usually where everyone pretty much is like, global flatline, here we go. Or, Aborted is back. We're getting back
Yep,
into this now.
agreed.
And then right after that, one after another, it's just like, damn, this is getting legit.
Right.
The musicianship also just went through the roof, which is don't like comparing like Archaic Abattoir to like Kang or something, because but I mean it has to be said, like the musicianship really went through the roof for these last couple of albums. So I would hate to have to replace you in the band because
It's a what's the right word? Like a positive, um, like different positive events. Like so, Ken, the drummer, like in my opinion, the most amazing death metal drummer ever. He joined around 2010, I believe, and like he has his style of death metal. I have my style of death metal, which is more like I guess like necrophagist, a lot of octaves, thick riffs, but also like pumping simple power chord riffs, which I really liked. And then like in 2014, Danny Tunker was still in the band. Like he has his own vibe. I remember he wrote what's the song called again? Coffin Upon Coffin, which is like an what's that? How can I remember? Which is like a Carcass, almost like a Carcass influenced song. And people shoot me for this, but I basically never listened to Carcass ever. Like in 2006, someone showed me Hard Work, and I love the production on that, but never really got into Carcass. But respect to the band, like they've been around since the 80s or something. But yeah, and then especially during Retrogore, it was Ian who joined the band. Ian Jackalis, amazing guitar player, the best sweep picker I've ever seen, in my opinion. Well, Frank Gambale is there as well, but like all these different influences, and then of course Sven de Calloway, who is literally the voice of the band, but had like he kept everything, so it kept like the Aborted vibe, but there was still room for our own influences to like implement, and that resulted into, in my opinion, something that I'm still really proud of. Especially Retrogore, that was something special. The artwork was perfect. Music, I'm really proud of, and JB, the bass player, added a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's just positive events happening simultaneously. Let's just keep it at that. Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna ride that way for a while because I mean, a lot of those songs should be on the live set list, to the end, and it's just really, really good. Yeah, Sven, that was the first thing when I heard Archaic Abattoir for the first time. I was like, oh, did I fuck up and buy a metalcore record? Because he has that type of metalcore scream, I want to say.
Yeah, I know
but
what you
then
mean.
when the panned growls came in, I was like, oh, no, we're fine.
Yeah,
we're good.
It's and that's the thing. Like you can instantly tell it's Sven, and that's so cool in my opinion. He is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the most unique voice in death metal. But that's saying I don't listen to a lot of new metal anymore, so I don't really check out what's going on. But I remember I had a different project with Sven called System Divide, a band I joined later. And I remember we released a single, and in the comments, people were like, "Oh, this guy is trying to rip off Sven from Aborted." Well, it's actually Sven from Aborted. So that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, checkmate.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That's really important. I think when you say like you don't listen to a lot of new metal. I mean, we kind of discussed this at 42 Gear Street. It really just comes down to, I mean, we're kind of reaching the threshold where, yeah, okay, 300 beats per minute. Calm down, folks.
Yeah.
The feet race was cool in the 90s and the early 2000s. Now it's like, shit, would be really cool to write some music again.
Yep.
And then the guitar tunings, the
like really low and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't play. I don't know. I've thought about getting an 8-string and being like, well, what would I do about this? And then I'm just like, you think about it as a mixer, you're like, well, you can't play chords on the top 3 strings. It's just, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
you're supposed to do chugga-cha, which is what happens.
For me, so I have one guitar, which is 6-string still, but one string is tuned all the way down to F sharp, so almost an octave. And when I play that low, I don't play. It's like just almost Meshuggah for me instantly. I just had one string, like really, really heavy tone. But I do know that the band Pestilence, I think they did an album with 8 strings. I never really checked it out, but I can remember, and not talk negative about Pestilence, but it was kind of like muddy sounding, like it's not clear to play like fast technical riffs on in F sharp or lower. I think at least. Because even when you have a band, for example, what's it called? Within the Ruins, who tune down to C sharp low. So that's like really, really low. That band, they have like most of the time when they do that low stuff, it's like one hit and then more techie stuff on the upper register. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like kind of shoehorns you into doing one thing, right?
Yep.
Whereas, in the 80s, 90s, you had E flat, or you just tuned to like, instead of 440, you did like 432 or something.
Oh yeah, with the Hertz. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still in the same tuning.
Yeah.
So you have to just write riffs, right, that make you sound different.
Right.
So that's what's happened to me. Or I'm just kind of like, man, I've heard this chuggity chug chug chuggity chug away. I mean, 100,000 times. But then people are gonna be like, "Yeah, well, I can't listen to Slayer anymore." I'm like, I get it, but like Carl Sanders has it. We've discussed. I think drop A is the lowest you can go on a guitar.
Yeah,
and still have articulation with notes.
Perhaps G sharp could still be, because I think the band Ingested, which is actually a cool deathcore kind of band in my opinion, they tune to G sharp if I'm correct. And oh man, it's also comes to the player. Like you have to get such thick strings. But for me, I think Ingested is the one where they do like really power chord, heavy riffs and that kind of stuff. But even the whole playing changed. Like I'm not sure if you could play something like Necrophagus when it comes to G sharp or F sharp.
I don't think so, especially because the bassist in Necrophagus was also
true.
Not playing exactly with the guitars, but it was whittly.
Yeah.
That's just the thing. I mean, like Andrew Vana, who was also 42 Gear Street, super fucking awesome dude.
Awesome dude.
I already told him, I said, I want to try mixing one of your songs. So if you do like a song in, double drop E or something, send it to me.
Yeah.
I want to see what that's like, because I have some theories that I want to try, but I'm also like, I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea how to mix. I've never mixed stuff like that. I've done G before,
right,
or G sharp, and I've done drop A a lot. But I just like, there's a point where it's like we're putting all the low end energy into the worst spectrum of frequencies because they take so long to develop. It's really easy to get money.
Yep.
And then it's like, I want a big, clear sounding mix. I'm like, tune up.
Yeah. That's one thing. Perhaps like what could help. I noticed that even when they tune down to like G sharp or something or lower, like I did an EP of my solo stuff where it was mainly like F sharp. I just filtered the guitar so it makes room for all the bass guitar. Basically the bass guitar carries all the low end of the guitar.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
It's always been like, I mean, I stopped, in the beginning, right? When we talk about mixing stuff, we get like, okay, where should the filters be?
Yeah.
Dude, I filter my guitars at 100.
Yeah.
I just go, whoop. I don't even think about it. Guitars, 100. I don't care what your tuning is. I mean, I do it drop A, I do it standard. Even standard, you can go even a little bit higher because everything, the bass is even higher.
Right.
But I just go, woof, 100 is, I don't even think about it.
And it's fun actually because sometimes I read when people say like, I don't use any filtering. And I'm like, okay, try that and I'll get the balance there. And then I'm like, okay, let's try just do what I normally do to filter, like instant clarity, done.
Of course, yeah. So, I mean, it's a very fascinating thing, like the better I've gotten at mixing, the more I've sort of was like, yeah, I mean, even D standard tuning is heavy as shit.
True. Listen to Sad But True, Metallica.
It's
crushing.
Heavy.
It's crushing.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, what happened? We sort of like went down this rabbit hole of more strings, get lower, get heavier. And it's like, I think it's just like, we need more bass players to raise their hands and go, wait a minute, stop it. That's my spot of the song,
Right, yeah.
But it's really cool. But so speaking of mixing, or music in general, I guess let's start like this. So,
okay.
How did it all begin? How did you first realize, like, oh, I'm actually good at this music thing?
Okay, so my dad, he played accordion, organ, could play piano as well. So there were instruments around the house and a lot of like records and that kind of stuff. And he had a lot of classical music records like Bach, Mozart, and like the typical stuff. And I remember like someday when I was a kid, I was really into Michael Jackson and kind of stuff. But then one day I got like out a record, and I'll send you a pic. It's somewhere. I still have the record somewhere of a couple of Bach pieces, including that it's called Toccata, Fugue, BWV.
Yeah.
That it's a typical Dracula that thing.
Yeah, the organ.
Right. Yeah.
The main fucking organ piece that every organist plays.
That's exactly the piece. And he played it for me, or I can't remember. But as soon as I heard that, I wanted to learn that thing, which is the most stupid thing you can do when you're like 7 years old, because it's insane. It's really it's insane to play. But that got me into like keyboard playing, which I still do to this day. And then around 2000 and oh no, it was actually 2001 or 2000. I think 2001. I was watching MTV because in 2001 MTV got introduced in the Netherlands. Watching MTV and I saw Muse with the song "Plug-in Baby" and had like this really cool like slow zoom of Matt Bellamy, the main dude from Muse, zoom and playing the "Plug-in Baby" intro riff, like the video clip, official video clip, and I was just hooked. So my stepsister had like an acoustic guitar because she was really into like grunge, like Nirvana or Him, like Nirvana, Him, and Cradle of Filth actually, Cradle of Filth, that kind of stuff. So I just grabbed that guitar, flipped it up the wrong way without knowing it, and tried to learn that Plug-in Baby intro. So that's basically the foundation of the whole music thing. That's where it started actually, and then practicing more and more and more. But basically, the keyboard from my dad and Buck, trying to learn that stuff, and then a couple of years later, sick.
I told you, man. This is a great place to mix. I'll tell you.
So basically, like to be honest, like I did some drums a little bit, like trying to play, like before guitar playing, play drums, like trying to do what's the band called? Red Hot Chili Peppers. When Californication came out.
Chad Smith.
Yeah, Chad Smith, right. But when Muse hit, I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I want to play guitar. This is the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
How did the parents were like, cool, go for it, or were they like, Mendel?
No, they were like the most supportive ever, especially my dad, because my mom and dad split up when I was like really young, but had a good relationship. So she moved to another city, and like, I don't want to say she was living in the same city, was going back and forth. So I was mainly living with my dad, but he was the most supportive ever. Like I can even remember driving in the car, and getting like Annihilation of the Wicked, like the CD, putting it in the car. And my dad was 60 when he got me, so he was like really old. He was like somewhere in the 70s, playing Nile, and he could follow it. He was like, okay, like I'm not into the screaming and stuff, but I can hear the I can hear the Middle Eastern melodies. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, my old man, like is so he wasn't even like, okay, turn off that shit. No, like interested, something he had never heard before. So, but that was years later, obviously. But in the beginning and till the end, like supportive as much as possible. Yeah, yeah.
So playing the guitar actually.
Yeah.
So, if people don't know, you're left-handed. So this is because like Michelangelo Badio's left-handed, but he plays guitar right-handed.
Yeah.
So was there ever a thought like, I should teach right-handed guitar, or fuck it, I'm just gonna go left-handed?
At the beginning, almost, because I remember someone said there are more right-handed guitars available than lefties, which is still true to this day. But so how I started is I took like the right-handed guitar, put it left-handed, and had the strings the wrong way, so the thin strings would be on top. Played that for a year or so, and then like I was practicing my ass off, and my dad was seeing how inspired I was, and then we went to the city where my mom lives, Rotterdam, where was this very big guitar store. It's not around anymore, but and then get my first. I actually still have a guitar. My first actual lefty guitar, which is an Epiphone Les Paul, which is, let's see, yeah, you can see it. This thing, there you go. So it's still the same thing. The only thing that got changed, I got a full refret job done by Koen van der Meij, which is an amazing guitar builder here in the Netherlands, last year. But once I got that guitar, I could not believe like how much easier things were to play, because I remember trying to do sweeps upside down. So on the top strings you do that, try to pull off thing of an A minor thing, not doable. So so that, and as soon as I got that guitar, because I was looking for a lefty guitar, I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm not gonna do right-handed now anymore. So basically, it was like set in stone to do fully lefty. Yeah.
Okay. It's just an interesting thing, like, because the argument, like you just said, like, oh, there's a lot more right-handed guitars, and basically, you're just given enough time, you would just get used to playing whichever way you just, even upside down,
Yeah.
like maybe not the sweeps, but you would have. I've seen dudes doing it that way. They're just like tearing ass, like, damn,
Yep.
that's pretty damn good. So it's whatever you get used to, right? So that's pretty sick. And then, I put it to your street because you were coming. There were a lot of left-handed guitars.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many left-handed guitars
Okay.
at one place.
Yeah.
So I
Same.
was like,
Yeah.
shit, oh, that's a cool guitar. Oh, I can't play that one.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because Henning told me you play left-handed, so I'll try to talk to the brands. Then like Yamaha came with lefties, Ibanez, and what's the other one? Oh, Harley Benton. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's I felt blessed.
That was good. And plus, I mean, it's fascinating to watch you play because I know what you're doing, but just like it's reversed.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's just like, But yeah, your picking skills are ridiculous. So
Oh,
I mean, you're an actual guitar player. I'm just a poser on the internet. So that was really good. So you're playing guitar, you're doing all this stuff. Why did you start mixing? What was the whole point of that?
Actually, like officially, I started mixing somewhere around 2005 or something because I was recording my own demos, and I tried to get them to sound really good. And then I remember in 2005, a friend of mine called Robert. Um, he was on this forum called, you'll know this, the Andy Sneap forum.
Ultimate Metal.
Yep, Ultimate Metal, and his name was Toxic Grind Machine. And
yeah, I actually have a folder of his music still on my computer.
there you go. Same here. Same here.
The old demos before the vocals were put on it. Because I'm sorry, Rob, but once the vocals got on the music, I really didn't like it anymore.
It felt different, yeah. But I remember, like, he also posted on this Dutch forum called Gitaarnet, which is like a guitar forum for everyone in the Netherlands. And I talked to him, and he was like, hey, you should come over and check out this forum called the Andy Sneap forum. Then my whole world imploded. Like, all these people and all these mixing tips and stuff. So that got me into... basically, there were, like two motivations in my life to get better. Like, better at mixing and better at guitar playing. The first one is, in 2004, there was this national guitar player contest. So the Netherlands has 12 provinces. So in each city or each province, there would be like quarterfinals. Then the winners would go to Amsterdam for the half finals and the finals. So first time I joined in, I got second best of the country. I hate saying that because I got second best of the country. But second best of the country. Second time I joined all second best, and the last time I actually won. So, but that was like each year. So I joined 3 times, 2004, 5, and 2007. But that was like the biggest motivator ever for me to become a better guitar player. Because I was like, I have to fucking win this contest. Like I want to win. So practicing. Discovered Ingrid Malmsteen, trying to get the sweeps and all that stuff. So that was that on the guitar playing side. So on the mixing side, I would just write songs, try to get them sound good, post them on the Andy Sneap forum, and then people would hopefully comment positive, and that would give me a good feeling, and then write more music, mix it, or try to mix it, upload it again, and etc. Yeah. Just so yeah.
Because I mean, mixing is a soul-crushing experience in the beginning because nothing is right.
Yep.
It's always wrong. Actually, you're doing a revamp of a song you did in 2012, which is funny because you started in 2005, and then you get to 2012, and now you're in 2022 going, oh.
Oh, you mean the whole solo album thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but that's a really good snap. I'm already starting doing the German thing.
Snap.
Yeah, the snapshot in time because it's That's how you know you've actually improved. 'Cause
Yes.
it doesn't matter if you compare your mix to somebody else. It's a stupid comparison. But going back to your older stuff and going, oh my god.
Yeah, and the EQ moves and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or putting like 20 or 5 EQs after each other. Like, what was I thinking? Like, what the hell?
It's like, I don't even want to put this video up anymore. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but so people don't know. Like, I made a video where I would like um, open up a session from exactly 10 years ago, 2012, for my first solo album, and it sounded horrendous, like absolutely horrendous. And
For 2012, it's actually pretty fucking good because the technology back then was not nearly what it is at today. But I mean, I hear you. It's just the ears.
yep, yeah,
I think you're still working on the remix, and you're gonna do another video.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
Like what you would do now, right?
So I'm thinking of doing perhaps like 2 more videos. So the second video will probably be remixing it, but with the exact same plugins on all the channels. So the only thing I would do is like flat on everything, flat on the compressors, EQs, and then activate one. And it could be that like for the snare, instead of using 5 EQs, I could probably get a good sound with 1 EQ now, hopefully. That, and maybe a third video I was thinking about remixing the whole thing of the same tracks, but then with the plugins that I use today.
Okay.
And samples and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, it'll be interesting. Yeah, because I do that too, man. I always go back and listen to what I've done. I'm like, oh, this is a really good song. Sounds like shit.
Yep,
This is
that's
a really
it.
good song.
That's it. That's it.
Damn, I should re-record this. And then you're like, yeah. And then you think about all the work. You're like,
Nope.
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 And you just close it. Like I just found the folder with Toxic Grind Machine. I have Bastard Breed, Black March,
Do you have the song My Demise on there?
My Demise.
Yeah.
My Demise. I don't see this. Is it on his actual?
I think.
No.
Oh, dude, that's his best song.
Oh.
That's like.
I don't know when he put that up because I bought Embryonic Emission, right? I bought it because I mean.
Wait, he released an album?
Oh, dude, it was a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was. What year was this? Oh, Mac. How can I see what year this is? That's not what I want. It was a while ago, but 2012.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, 2012.
Does he have
But,
like
I mean,
stuff
I was on
Spotify?
SoundClick downloading
Yeah,
all this shit.
SoundClick. I remember that.
I think it's still there, but once you started putting the vocals on the stuff, I was like, he just had the really good industrial.
Embryonic Emission.
Yeah.
Wait, My Demise isn't on that thing? What the hell?
No. Is that the final name? Was there like a working title for it?
Maybe.
I mean, because I got Burn Bright.
Wait, hold on.
600. I have Cybergeist.
Let me just check really quick, because maybe he did. Now I'll send it to you later. It had like, it's probably someone on my hard drive. It had like the sickest riff ever made. Like, and dude, what's funny? I actually played his riff at one of the videos I did at Gear Street. I haven't played a riff in years. It's so simple, but like really minor and like really chugging. Yeah.
What did he end up doing? Like I thought, like into the in the mid 2000s when that shit was going off for him, and he was using Drum Kit from Hell.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Made the snare sound good.
Yeah.
I did a video about that. I think they've updated Drum Kit from Hell from the original because the snares don't sound nearly as shit as they did back in the day. Or I'm just exaggerating how bad they were.
But, I don't know.
But what did he end up doing? Did he just do a studio and?
I don't know. I'll talk to him because I haven't before. I do know we worked together because we did. We worked on a project from a band System Divide that got turned into Oracles, and for that album called Misery Chord, if I'm correct, he did some like synthy stuff and like that kind of stuff, like electronics. And that like thickening up the mix or adding stuff to the song and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, yeah, Toxic Grind Machine. Yep.
Yep. Robert. Yeah.
Was listening to that stuff all the time back then. and I will have to listen to that again tonight.
Yep. Yes. You
Now
have.
that you reminded me of it.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna listen to his album because I probably forgot that he released an album.
And I'm pretty sure it was 2012, or I actually have
You're
no
right.
idea.
You're right. Yeah. Embryonic Emission. That's it. Yep.
So it's got a bunch of the. I mean, there are a bunch of songs in there you'll remember from when he put them on the demo stage on SoundClick, that they have vocals and stuff now. I just remember going, "Yeah, that is the most insane bass tone I've heard
Yep.
before." You know, it was like super thick, super heavy.
I actually know what he used. He used. I'm not sure if he used it on the album, but he used what's that? Do you remember Reason, that software?
Yeah, of course. I used Reason 3.0 as I connected it to Cakewalk. So I
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
through the rewire. It's rewire, I
Yes,
think,
Rewire, yeah.
and then so I could use drum samples.
Yeah, he used bass guitar of that thing. Like
Okay.
some really cool distorted bass. Sounded really sick for its time. Really, really good.
Man, I'm just you guys just have no idea what it was like trying to make music in the early 2000s.
Man,
Cakewalk, Rewire,
dude,
and then you have all the modules with fucking Reason trying to do all the cables, which
Dude.
I couldn't do. I had a friend who would do it for me,
the
like
wor-
routing everything.
the worst thing was the horrible sounding bass guitar libraries for metal. For me at least,
Yeah.
it's like
Remember when Trillion was like Trillion?
Yeah, Trillion. Trillion is actually what I used on that album that I in that video.
Yeah. I remember, man, oh, that's the one I need. And then there was some other one, like a metal one from somewhere I don't remember, but yeah, good time. Or Adderall.
Oh my God, dude! I used even orchestration, like Adderall
Yep.
Orchestra or something.
Yep. Oh yeah, good times.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's like having flashbacks.
Yeah,
either
instantly it comes back.
Yeah.
Instantly, it hits you.
Either trying to find the fucking panic button because
Yep.
the Adderall won't stop playing, and you're sitting there like,
and you can't save. Yeah.
yeah, you're like, no.
Yeah, yeah. That still sometimes happens to me. Like when you try to work with Thunderbolt on PC, just don't. If you guys try Thunderbolt on PC, don't do it.
Don't do it. So we were talking about Aborted earlier, actually.
Right.
One thing I wanted to ask, two things.
Yeah.
Any absolutely bonkers road stories. It doesn't need to be like self-incriminating where you're gonna lose your girlfriend after the story. Or like a crazy visa story, crazy bus, like, fuck, we're not gonna make the show. Just something ridiculous.
Okay, so two short funny things. So the first one was, we toured with Vader in 2013. Awesome tour. And on the tour, like throughout the weeks, we had this joke that the band Nightwish, they would tour so much that they don't have houses and just live at the airport. So we were joking about that. After the tour, we have to fly to Japan. There's a layover in Finland. We're at Finland and we see the Nightwish bass player. No joke. Just that coincidence is what are the odds? What are the odds that you joke about Nightwish lives at the airport and then you see the bass player or the ex-bass player, the white with the white beard and two thing. That one. Okay, so the most crazy thing, I think it's the most crazy thing I can remember so far. Besides playing in Mexico and going to the venue and see bullet holes in the wall because there was a shootout yesterday. Why not? So, of course. But this thing, we were playing in Japan, played Tokyo, awesome show, amazing people. And then we could decide, do we want to drive throughout the night to the next venue? Or do you want to go to a hotel, and then do the last hours somewhere later during the day, next day? I was like, I'm jet lagged. I need some sleep. So we drive and we arrive at the hotel. Here it comes. So they said, okay, so you can sleep here for let's say like 5 hours, then we continue to the next venue. I'm like, okay. So I get the room and I'll stop right there because it was not a room. So basically I arrived at the hotel together with, what's his name again? A buddy of mine, but I haven't talked to him in years. Steve, he also played in System Divide because it was a Japan tour with Aborted and System Divide. But so Steve and I and some crew members arrive at the hotel. We look and we see a bunch of cubicles like everywhere. I was like, what the hell? So this is a place where you grab one of the magazines, you'll look for a woman, call the number, order the Japanese girl, and then have fun in the cubicle, or more expensive, have a room with a bed. So we got a cubicle. So the cubicle is just this ball, like a poof we call it, like this ball where you can sit on, and there's a computer there with tons of Japanese pornography. So just imagine this. You are trying to sleep, like try to lay on that ball and so your back is dying, but it's not silent because 50 Japanese boys are doing something to themselves in Dolby Atmos around you. I kid you not. So this was horrible, like masturbating Japanese dudes, me trying to sleep. Yeah. So that. And then we almost died because the last day we finally got in a hotel, but because we had to leave early because there was a storm. We lay like sardines, like next to each other in the van, and they hear like tut tut tut. I'm like, what the hell? Like tut tut tut, and I get up, and I see the car like swinging between two trucks. The trucks are trying, and I look at the driver, and the driver's like this, like.
No.
I'm like, Ken! And Ken, the drummer, the drummer, jumps to the front, wakes him up, tries to wake him up, and kind of stuff. And I remember we arrived at the airport, like the mirror is half broken, and there's like a scratch on the car. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, yeah, I fell asleep or something like that. Horrible, horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. That waking up and just like from the back straight into the front window, like, oh my god. Yep. So that.
Yeah. See, it's not even the chicks and booze. It's just
it's
the traveling,
trying to survive.
sleep,
Yeah.
travel. Yeah. So I mean, what actually, I mean, because you had a really good run. Obviously, you're doing really well in the band. So I mean, you just decided to peace out.
Right.
What was the?
So basically, it's very simple. So in March 2018, my dad passed away, and I was like, okay, dad passed away, funeral, and let's go. Like even my dad passed away 2 days later. I'm like, okay, aborted video shoot, let's do it. And Sven was very kind. He was like, dude, we can cancel, or because it was all for the promotion for television, we can cancel all these plans. I just want you to focus on the passing of your dad. I'm like, no, let's do this. So that whole thing, and then I noticed after that, like through May to November, I was like, oh my god, like I never took time to work, like what's the, or like grief about my dad's passing and that kind of stuff. So besides that, I also lost motivation, like getting really motivated into putting time into Aborted, and they noticed because on the rehearsals of TerrorVision, I didn't have everything figured out and kind of stuff, and I was more focused on mixing bands. Even like after rehearsal, we get right at home, do some mixing and that kind of stuff. So around 2019 February, we had a Skype call, and they were like, "Hey, dude, we know that you lack motivation and that kind of stuff." So we were talking about the moving, like to move on without you. And I'm like, yes, let's do this. Let's just stay friends, part ways as good as possible. So that's basically it.
All right. So I mean, it seems pretty amicable then. I mean,
Yeah. And what I forgot to say, so also a thought that I had after my dad passed away was like, it's a cliche thought, but basically, what do I want to do before I die? And the more I thought about it throughout the months, the less Aborted actually came into my mind. It's like I want to do more film scoring, I want to do mixing and mastering for bigger bands, more of the solo stuff, but mainly like film scoring. That was like an end goal that I was trying to focus on. So all these things, and I I was more enjoying like being around with the Aborted guys, like, having fun, than performing live.
Okay.
So that's basically it.
So I mean, actually, with that answer just giving me, does that basically mean that touring and playing live and the band thing is like you're pretty good on that, or would that be something you could do later on in the future?
For now, I would say I wouldn't do it, but I have to say, like, the more I go to live shows of different bands, like I went to a show of Fit for an Autopsy, awesome band. I was like, oh man, perhaps it would be cool to do some shows live again, just for the energy. Yeah.
But like not the world tour type of stuff
World
anymore.
tour, I don't know. Maybe if it's big, but that's more of an ego thing. But at the moment, no. I'm really happy with the mix and mastering I'm doing and the film scoring. So I'm uh, I'm good. I'm good for the moment. Let's just keep it at that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But dude, it was awesome to sit down and chat again, dude. Wish you all the
Likewise.
best with what you're going to do this year.
Thank you. Likewise.
I know you're also doing videos for Cubase channel, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But how can people find you? What's the YouTubes and all that stuff?
So you can probably link my YouTube channel in the description. But if you just look for like Mendel Guitar, because my family name is probably too difficult. Mendel bij de Leij, probably too difficult. Just
Hey, if I can do it.
hey, if you can do it.
It was a good time, dude. I'm
Cool.
sure we'll try to do another video again or collab with something. Will be a lot of fun. So
No problem.
I'll leave the last words to you, man.
Thank you for watching, and if any of you meet Scott in real life, just kick him in the balls. That's much appreciated. I don't know. Oh my goodness. The best moment at 42 Gear Street was actually going to bed and not see your face. Oh my goodness.
The best moment for me was when you were walking away. You turned around to say something, and I said, "Smile," because I can't see you.
This is true. This is true. Oh, actually, the best moment for me was, so at the moment when like you have these monitors and you could see like when different students were filming and you were on the monitor, I could just close my eyes and I'd see you again, and it would be great.
You're such a fucking liar. You're such a liar, dude. Dude, it was an absolute honor to hang out. You're an exceptionally cool dude, really nice guy. Hope we get to hang out again.
Likewise, yeah.
And we will talk soon. So
Cool.
Goodbye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Cheers, dudes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.